Hello and welcome to the 2022 review show of movies. That is, I don't do this very often. So for 2022, I want to review every movie I see in theaters. That is the major rule, that I will be reviewing movies that I see in theaters. If I happen to see movies anywhere else, I won't really care to review them because I am all for going to the movies. So I hope you watch this series and hope that you will be eager to go to the movies if you haven't already recently. So today I saw G-Force by David Lam, sorry. This was a Cantonese movie that I thought was pretty below average. It was this movie's about a company called the IECU. There are a police force. I believe they're tasked with like defending Southeast Asia. They are a non-government sponsored program, supposedly, and they just handle regular terrorist affairs and whatnot. Going to this movie, I had no idea what to expect. It was just going to be an Interpol movie. I've seen Chinese police like movies before. I've seen plenty of cop movies before. Just expected maybe some action because saw one movie last year that was really cool. It had a lot of great action. That was a cop flick, but didn't know anything about this. Certainly didn't know about the director. So supposedly this was the fifth film of a series of films that I was not aware of until the very end of the movie. This was preceded by such classics as Z Storm, S Storm, L Storm, and P Storm. Great naming, I suppose. It's pretty evident once you look into it, you realize that this movie doesn't really hold your hand at the beginning. It kind of assumes you might know some of these characters. There's not really introductions to these characters. They just pop in and they have lines and they say stuff, and that's about it. And so the movie starts. There is this terror organization who is capturing and selling women for slavery, prostitution. That's right. Couldn't get the word out. And it's just this big scheme. All these different characters are involved in it somehow. None of them are really interesting whatsoever. The most interesting character was probably the woman who was speaking out against prostitution. Supposedly she has like deep intel on the organizations, the underground organizations that are performing these atrocities, and so she's got a hit on her. And it's up to I want to make sure I get this ICAC to defend her and make sure she gets from point A to point B without getting murdered. And really, it's hard to talk about this film in an interesting way because there's really not a whole lot of interesting shit that happens. Really, it's just there's a hit on this woman. She's not like a main character either. She's kind of a background character. She becomes much more prominent in the last third of the movie. Like in the final showdown, you find out that she's got a secret that makes her a little bit more involved than they make her out to be. Because before, she's just like a politician who's like super into stopping this prostitution chain from continuing. But she's got some skeletons in her closet that don't help her case that much, and she just goes all out on explaining her background and things that happen. Uh, but the movie had like no real like fighting action. It was all gunplay, very boring gunplay. Plain had some grenades in there, you know. Yeah, this movie just was not that great, honestly. Going into this video, I didn't expect to really talk about much. It's because there's really not much. There was this really funny scene where the politician trying to stop the prostitution, she gets a call from like the hitman who's out to get her. Like I said, she's got some skeletons in her closet, so she's got some intel. She's got some communication early on, and she gets really upset from what he says. Like he basically says, like, "Oh, you're gonna die soon. Hope you're looking forward to that." Basically, and then she's like in the kitchen and she grabs an apple and she just starts cutting it very violently, but not like super fast or anything. Just very precise cutting motions, but very aggressive. It was just really funny to me. I don't know why, because it just seemed to be like come out of nowhere. Why was she so aggressive against those apples? Like, I mean, I understand taking out your aggression when you're frustrated. It just kind of came off as like, is she like trying to like hurt herself? I'm not. It was weird. It was really weird. It was just really funny the way it was shot. It was like apple face, and it was definitely for me. It was like the laugh out moment of the movie. But yeah. Aside from that, the only other funny thing at the end of out of the whole thing of this movie was the ending when the two people at the top of the hierarchy, the prostitution hierarchy, they both get one of them gets charged and she sentenced to jail. You know, they just like skip over that whole process after the final bout, after the final shooting. And her partner just like comes right up to her and like whispers in her ear like, haha, I guess you got away with it. No. No. I'm sorry, that's not correct. It was this other woman who was a victim of the prostitution, went up to one of the two hierarchy prostitution people and stabbed her. She died. And then the second prostitution hierarchy guy came up and like I guess whispered her in her ear for something. I don't know why. I guess he was innocent. Like they found him innocent. Like he like connived his way through the whole legal process, and he like comes up to her and whispers into her ear like, haha, I guess. I don't know. They don't actually say anything. It just came across that way, that she was being betrayed by this guy. And so she stabbed him. And so now both hierarchy prostitution people are dying and dead and probably just out of nowhere. I didn't want to go through the whole movie beat by beat because again, it really wasn't all that great. I just wanted to go through like the main points, the funny bits, I guess. But at the very end, they have a montage of the main character, and it's shots from these different movies that I've never heard of, and it's got like dates on them. And I'm thinking, these aren't real cases, are they? Because they have like dates, and it has like a description for the case it was in that took place, and I was confused. There was no way this was real, and then that's when I found out. Okay, this was part of what's it called, a pentology. But yeah, this movie, not worth watching again. Not worth watching for the first time. Maybe if you have history with the other 4 movies, this obviously would be the fifth. This is like the 5th and final movie, so you'd want to watch it. You'd want to go see it, but going into this one, if this was the last one, I can't imagine the other 3, 4 being any better, much better. So I wouldn't even bother. But that was the first movie of the year. I hope to continue doing this. I hope I remember to keep doing it throughout the year. I know there's things that I could do better here. I don't exactly have editing equipment. I don't have the high tech stuff to do great videos that you might be used to. Maybe I'll change my background a little bit, rearrange my camera, put some posters in here. I know I don't like these black squares behind me. That's my window, and then that's my closet. So I'll try and work on that. But for now, and lighting is another thing I'd like to work on. But for now, if you like this video, if you saw this movie, tell me what you think. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, this was Son of Marowak. Thanks for watching.